record as well here. But I am super excited to like have this conversation and like talk with you guys. Like I personally have been like blessed and we are able to chat a lot and come together and share ideas. But I'm super excited to just like pull back the curtain and have one of these conversations publicly and just share some gems with some folks. So I am not going to do an introduction justice. So please, like introduce yourselves and then we'll just jump right in.
All right, well, first of all, thank you for having us on here. It's like we're honored to be on here and actually be talking with you like this. So with that said, I'm Biz.
And I'm Stacey Randall.
And we're the owners of Ginja Blast.
Yes. And like Ginja Blast, tell me what Ginja Blast is. Tell the folks.
Ginja Blast is a raw infused healing honey. And what it is, and the way it came to be was I lost my mother to cancer around like 7-8 years ago. And after I got through the depression and trying to figure out why and everything, I just wanted to find natural ways to treat yourself and also prevent, because they never teach about prevention. And I always remember my mom, like the stuff they was giving her was hurting her way more than it was helping her. So in typical Biz fashion, I became obsessed, like just every day studying, trying to figure out what we could take naturally, what we could do. Like my wife's getting up in the morning, I'm like, hey, try this out. You know, right. Like, I mean, I started going crazy with fitness, everything that they said that would prevent me and my family or kind of prevent from getting sick with cancer and things like that. And it became like like I said, it became like a passion. And one day, I owned a tattoo shop a few years back as well. And one day my son had got sick at school and they called me to come and pick him up. So when I get him, I calls the doctor and they said that the doctor couldn't schedule an appointment for like a day out, or 2 days out. Mm-hmm. And Stacey's like, yo, you might as well just, keep giving him this. He's going to be home. So I gave it to him instead of once. I was giving it to him 3 times a day for 2 days. So we get to the doctor and the doctor's like, wait, hold on. I'm thinking he's about to say something bad. Like, what's wrong? He's like, hold on. What were you giving him? Because it looks like he had strep throat. Whatever it was and I told him about, the honey, the Ginja Blast. And he's like,
keep giving it to him.
And I told Stacey and
that was it. I said, I think this is something that we need to share with the world and let's figure out how to make this a household name. So we went in, figured it out, soup the nuts, getting labels, getting jars, setting up a website. We did the whole thing.
Everything.
Promoting and starting a business. It became a business, and that was the amazing part. And I was taking
I love that
for various reasons, and personally it helped all of us so we could share our testimony. And we're not only sellers of Ginja Blast, we're also clients. So
every morning, like literally.
I love that. I didn't even know that story, and I'm gonna like mute and unmute for the echo. But I didn't even know that story around your mother and your son, and just like y'all as well. And so I love it. I want to talk about, and thank you for that introduction. I want to talk a little bit about like just the business side of things, right? We have people watching this that own their own businesses. They're trying to do whatever. And maybe they have similar stories to this around something happened in my life. I created a product or solution for it. Now I'm trying to make it a household name or get it out to the world, right? And it's not working for it. Like, how do I go about this? I happen to like know y'all's story, but talk to me a little bit around just like let's pull back the curtain and like just talk numbers, right? Like, where has the business, like where did we start? How long have we been in business? Like, how were things in the beginning? And then where are we growing to right now?
Okay.
When we first started, it
was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And it was kind of a minimal investment, Mm-hmm. It wasn't a lot of money, but at the time we didn't expect it to do.
Right, we were reaching out to our Facebook friends and family, basically. It was just, about how most businesses start out, friends and family, and then we got an influencer, a social media influencer, and then we really switched it from just being Facebook friends and family to IG, and really went and tried to promote IG. But because we sell a CBD product, we had a lot of issues with advertising, you know, things that people would have to figure out ways around. And we just didn't know how to best market it, our product, especially on social media. It was so many ideas. Everyone's telling you to do this, do that. And it was very difficult for us to figure out which one worked for us.
But see, a thing that I would like to say, to especially people starting, and this is something I think that I have in me, because if you sit there and wait for your stuff to be perfect, you're never going to put it out. You're going to always be sitting there, well, I got to get this right. Well, this has to look this way. No, we're going to start out with these labels. We're going to start out with this glass bottle. Eventually we found out that plastic was cheaper, it didn't break, but you have to start in order to start figuring these things out, like what you need to do in your business. You know what I mean? Because our business is actually, Ginja Blast is so unique. We went to, what was the company with George Foreman's Invent Help? And it was like we went to these places and they're trying to run our product and cross it against other products. It doesn't exist. So we knew at that point the way we promoted it had to be special as well. The way we talk about it, we had to be, you know.
There's no natural competitors for what we were selling. Not at a large scale that we could, you know, give tips and tricks from, because it just wasn't being sold at a large scale.
On that point around, let me mute again. It's just an echo, but on that point around marketing, right? I happen to know about the push and commitment and consistency y'all have with content, right? And that is, and I share it to people a lot, and y'all have heard me say this, so like content is king, right? So talk to me, where I want to just navigate this conversation to is content, right? And Biz Stacey didn't articulate this, but I want you all to know, and why I need to say this is because you all need to listen to the gems that they drop. They have been able to scale their business. I believe we did like 40K-ish last quarter, right? From like 2K or something, right? So please listen and understand, like, they are in the trenches. They have been doing this work, and it has resulted in continuing to result in growth and success, right? So I wanted to lay that out there for anybody watching, like, why should I listen to Biz Stacey when we're talking about content? Because it works, it works. So in this discussion right now about content, Biz, can you walk me through, and I think I remember this when that first piece kind of like went viral, but can you walk me through like and I also know this, I'll throw it out there. I know you guys are working a lot on TikTok. So can you walk me through like starting out on TikTok, making some content, and then finally finding that piece that worked? Like, what was that? How long was that? What did that ideation look like? Did you just put out like 2 pieces of content, then you found something that works? Like, talk to me about that beginning phase, and then talk to me about like when something like finally worked.
Okay. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Let's see. At first, I'm like everybody else that like older. I'm 42 years old. So TikTok was a thing for my son. I didn't look at TikTok, and I heard Donald Trump was doing something. They was getting people information. I'm just like, no. And we were really strictly focusing on Instagram, right. Instagram and Facebook.
And getting very minimal results.
Minimal results, paying for, you know, ads, not ads, but followers, just to try to fit in, trying to figure it out. I was doing all type of stuff. And we were in Kairos, I'll never forget. And I mean, I would still do content. I always make content. That's, you know, if anybody knows me or if you don't, this is, I love doing that type of stuff. But we were on a DK call with you guys, and you were talking about, I think first of all, you were talking about the 3 different pillars. And then you guys were talking about like having a hook, and this is how you make your ads and the subtitle. In my brain is just like, wow, this is like, I seen these things on Reels, and this is like, I see all these businesses going this way. So I was really excited. I remember we were going to do a 30-day Reels challenge, and I was like so excited. So then I got some, then we had sent you and Rachel some product, and Rachel sent me this Reels back, and I'm just like, the first one I did, I mimicked hers. The first one I did, because it felt natural, I was like, well, I could really talk about my product. Now let me get to talking, but I used her as a template. And I did like 3 or 4 of them. And then one morning I woke up and I started to research different people within my niche that were doing really, really well.
Right.
And I'm
creating this template.
Yeah,
And
and
little bits and
it was the
pieces
weirdest
from all
thing.
of
I
them.
seen this one guy and it showed his face here. And he had some drink he was making. I'm like, wait. What about if I do that and put the drip, Stacey? I think I'm on to something. And I did it and put some value, which we learned here as well, putting value, and I hooked them in. And then what I did was I talked to them about what my product solved, what problem it is that this product solves, which we learned here. And did that, and then we did a call to action. I woke up and it was like at 60,000. I'm like, wait, hold on.
It blew up.
And then used it again, and we had another one, 500,000. It was 300. I'm just like, whoa.
And then the sales started to come in. So the content brought so many followers. Our mailing list shot up after that. Our customer base just really expanded off of that first one. And then it gave us the confidence that we needed that, okay, we're on to something. Let's keep trying this. They might not be lying when they say this works.
Yeah.
Let's keep trying this. Instagram has its own place and it actually has picked up. We picked up over 1,000 followers since that TikTok incident on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah,
so
Facebook,
all across, all of those are working together, and we're posting the same information on IG that we thought we could only post on TikTok, and we're using it for ads. So all of them tied together is a good thing when you make it a certain way where you're hitting all those points that he was talking about.
Exactly. So to this point, and I have now used this since Biz has said this in one of our calls, this like braid or like trifecta effect, right? But like the content that y'all are putting out, I need folks to like hear this. The content, one, there's a couple pieces to take away from this. One, you tested some things, you tried some things. You also just didn't even reinvent the wheel. Like, let's go out, see what people are doing and recreate that, right? I tell people all the time, business, marketing, all the principles are the same. Like, don't stress yourself to like do something different. It's probably like the worst, like just recreate the wheel, like put some spinners on it. That's what I would like say. Like, don't recreate the wheel, just put some spinners on it. So that's the first thing. Second thing I love is around, since we found something that works, let's just put it across like all platforms. And the learning is that it's helping all the platforms as well, right? Helping our email list, helping our sales, helping our Instagram off of like TikTok. The other thing I need to call out, and this probably should have been the first point, is something that Biz said. And it's funny because I talk to business owners all the time and I'm like, go on TikTok, make some content, like do this thing. Like Biz said, like, this is like for the kids. Like, I was like, I'm not about to like do this, right? And so it's even this mindset around, all right, let me be open to this. Let me try this, right? And then when we go out there and try it also it is kind of fun. Like you'll start finding yourself like, this is kind of fun. It's like, I feel, it's fun. It's also outside of that and tapping into your creativity, it is working. Like, make content and also don't put all these hurdles in front of yourself, then leverage that content and just replicate it across every platform. One piece of content can go across 3 platforms and ads. And now it's going to help the sales, it's going to help everything across all the platforms, it's going to help you, right? The last piece that I heard from Biz is around these components, right? That like help the content. It was like a hook, right? A hook. There was a benefits or like what our product like solves for, and a call to action, right? And I have 2 questions on that point. Would you say that like any pieces of yours that have gone viral have those components, like the hook, benefits, or talk to me around just even like generally like kind of the components that you use in creating content is one question. And the second question is, I know everybody watching this is going to be like, I got kids, I got families, I got a husband, I got wife, I don't have time to like do this. So how do you like make time to produce and like post this content as well?
Well, first I would like to say one thing, because when you have to create content, one thing that with me is like, all right, well, dang, man, you start feeling stretched because like, I got to keep on coming up with stuff, keep on coming up with new things. But one trick that I learned is that if you make a video, you can make it a 3-part video, okay? You make that video 3 parts. Now you have 3 separate individual videos to distribute. So you can repurpose that one long video, break it down into sections, and then use this for content, use that for content. And
what are those like 3 parts? Like generally, like when you say 3 parts, like what's an example of like 3 parts? Like okay, what's the first, second? Yeah.
Okay, for example, say I'm talking about purple tea, and I started out telling about a lot of people don't know about purple tea. It's only grown in Africa. It's only grown in the Kenyan mountains. That would be one part of it. The second part I could talk about it has more anthocyanins than any other red fruit or vegetable, and all this other stuff. That could be another the benefits. Another part of it could be is how you take it, how you make it, how you use it, and how you make it. All right, so that could be one long video that you post one time. And then you can break it down. Now we just got one on this is how you make it, or one just on the benefits, or one.
I love that. I love that. And so then how, as you, as a parent, as a partner, like business owners, like all these things, like how do y'all find time to produce out this content? Like talk to me around like how long this takes, like what, like give me the real on like what this looks like.
He gets up at 4 a.m. and starts his creative process. He does his research. He comes up with scripts. I know I'm talking for him, but I like to observe that he found this time when we're not up. And the recording happens, while we're all awake, but he finds a room, goes in the basement. He may go away from everybody or go outside and finds an environment where it's a little small because it's a small chunk of time. He doesn't take a lot of time when he's recording the videos. He figured out the breakdown. So the template is quick. All right, this is how it's going to go. I'm doing this, and this. I already planned it out. Now I'm going to record. I'm going to edit it later, and then I'm going to post it at this time. So it's all planned out. And
another thing I wanted to add too is with keeping up with the platform, the videos, people's attention spans are really short. So you don't have to focus on making these really long videos. And 9 times out of 10, you can shoot 4 or 5 videos and just your face or just you making some, and then go back and you might find a trending sound or find something that you can put over top of it and just put words, because now more so than talking, they just want words. And I didn't know that at first. So that was hard for me to shift into that. But that has been converting for us more on Instagram. Like then it's
yeah,
just to make the time to do it is just to plan it out. Like I remember talking with you guys, and just to say at a certain point in the day, I know I have maybe at 3 o'clock, I got 3 o'clock to 4, maybe Stacey has a meeting. It's like, all right, I'm about to bang these out. Now I'm probably not gonna be able to edit until around dinner time, but that's all right. They'll be ready for,
I love that, because in the call out I was making was around people, and I talk to folks, and so I give folks grace here, but as soon as I say the word content, they believe that this content process, and maybe in the beginning, but they believe this content process is something that needs to take them or will take them 5, 6, 7 hours a day, right? They feel like this is like, oh my God, I have to like commit all this time, do all this work, right? And so what I want to showcase is like, you guys are pumping out content, great content, awesome content. And I think we just heard Biz saying like, if Stacey has a meeting during this time, a couple hours here, I'll wake up and do that, right? It can still like fit into all the busy and hectic lives that we have around allocating an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to produce some content. I think we all have 2-3 hours to produce some content, and especially something that is going to be then repurposed on every platform. And at the higher level, we all like to talk dollars, 2-3 hours, 4 hours, let's say 5 hours to take my business to the 6-figure mark. I think that's all something that we can do, right? And so I want to like level set on like content. It does not have to be that. Thank you, Biz, for saying that. It can just be already the stuff that you're doing, packing orders, doing something, right? Some voiceovers in it. People love it. People have short attention spans. These need to be like 10 seconds long, right? But it's even more so, and Biz, I would, and Stacey as well, I would love to like hear the thoughts on this. But I would argue, and I have argued, it's even more so around how consistently you're posting outside of like what exactly the content is. Would y'all agree there?
Yeah, absolutely. I forget one of these entrepreneurs, but they say your grind has to be annoying. It has to be annoying. Every time you turn, if you see my face, you're gonna think about some type of natural remedy or some type. I had some guy just email me this morning asking me if, pardon my language, but he was like, he's 58 and he went to ask me if I could help him get his little thingy hard. And I'm just like, dude, I don't, like, they ask me all type of stuff, you know what I mean? Just from putting it out, from being out there, because he associates me with being able to naturally heal.
I love Yeah.
We may not be creating content every single day, but we're putting something out every day. We're making sure something's going out daily. Like you said, he might be repurposing the video we did before, and instead of the voiceover, it's just writing words on it. It's the same content, it's just delivered a different way. And I think the key was doing it every day and getting consistent with that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that.
Every day. At first, I mean, until you got
right. You build up thousands of videos, then you get to choose.
Yeah, what you're posting. I love that. And the kind of the last question I have here is around like what's next? Like what's next for you guys? Like where are you headed? Are we still like pushing out content on TikTok? Like just talk to me about like what's next? Like what's the future hope for you guys?
It's funny you said that, because Biz forgot to mention that he got shadow banned on TikTok a couple times. So we realized we can't just primarily rely on TikTok.
Right.
Because we put all our eggs in that basket. That's not a good look at all, especially for the business. So
and that was cool too, because at one point I remember doing the calls, I was like, man, we can't we having trouble with these ads and this, that, and the third. And then it was like, I'm like TikTok out. I'm like, man, look, man, I'm TikTok.
Get ads, TikTok.
Now, I ain't saying forget it, but it was like with my energy.
But the energy, right.
And then what happened was when I got shadow banned, I wasn't doing stuff to get shadow banned. It was just the simple fact that I was saying, well, take this maybe rather than medicine, and you could get haters and things like that. And then I actually started disputing them, and they were putting me back, but I still got shadow banned. So what it made us do is like, well, Stacey said, well, why don't we just run the gizmo one and the other one, let's run that for ads. And that thing has been kicking butt on ads, and everywhere else it's at, and that one video that I made that took me about 15 minutes 3 months ago is still bringing us money.
That's it right there, right? I tell people that all the time with content too, because you've been so consistent with it, you can find these like golden nuggets, these pieces of content that really like we don't have the choice and like this is the one. The audience has it, right?
Yep.
Right? They tell us like which one is the one, and we just like let that thing run. But a piece of content, once you find it, can just exist for years almost, and just run and keep producing results. But you're never gonna find that one if you're not being consistent and exploring and ideating on different pieces, right? So I love that. The second part that I love, and I love that you said it, was around ban. Like things happen. Ad accounts go down, TikTok goes down, Instagram goes down, like things happen, right? That's not something that we can get away of. What we can get away of is this mindset. And I think I told you guys before we started, but the mindset that you exist with and operate the business with is like, okay, like what can we do next? Not, okay, this thing happened, end it, right?
Right, it's all over, doom and gloom, right.
Exactly. And so especially with content though, in this day and age, it is probably one of the best time investments and or money investments if you pay for it to have it done, but it is the best investment because you can just use it across all these platforms, right? And I tell CEOs and partners that we work with all the time around how important it is to know all of these platforms and at least have a grasp on like, okay, I know how to make some content here. I know how to post and go here. Back to the point that Biz is raising around putting all your eggs in one basket, right? I think Facebook went down like 3 weeks ago and everybody's like businesses kind of stopped, right? A lot of people don't know how to use TikTok or go in there, even have it on their phones, right? And so diversifying as much as possible, especially in this digital age when bans happen, things go down, is like so important. But with that was really like kind of all of my questions there. Some keys that I took away is just like the content formula, right? One, the biggest key is like content works. People are not just saying this, content works. Content has helped the RANDALLS, helped Ginja Blast, like really like get to the next level. Like content works, y'all. Please invest the time and energy into doing it. I've also learned that like it doesn't have to be that fancy. I believe, and please correct me if I am wrong, that you all have not invested any money into making this content. You just produce it at home with the phone, right?
Yes, right. The content that's been working this year, absolutely.
And I want to say this too, because I was one of them guys like I get into something, I get into it. So I was like, man, I'm about to go get these lights. I'm about to get all this stuff and all this. But let me explain to y'all. I just want to say this one thing. That same video was shot in the morning with no lighting, then you barely could see like what's in it. It doesn't even just do it.
Right.
Yes.
And it makes it look more natural, more organic,
right.
more personal. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I do want to say to anybody watching this video right now and or watching the replay, I will drop the link so you all can check out Ginja Blast and support. If you don't know this about me and myself, I am a big supporter and just like family. And I believe when one of us is winning, like we are all winning, right? And so I'm going to drop the link. And if you place an order with Ginja Blast, screenshot it and send it to me, and I got something for you. But with that said, Biz and Stacey, like, thank you so much for like coming and having this conversation, just dropping gems, just being like who you all are, just open and honest and raw. And like, I truly, truly, truly appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us, man. This is, people ask us, not just constantly say that you guys are like God sent to us, man. You guys came in our life at a time. It was just like, man, we ain't no left and right as far as business. And along the way, it's like y'all like really some dope individuals. So it's like, man, we got some like lifelong friends here.
Right.
And that means the world to us. So thank you.
And sharing means a lot to us. And we want to build more community within our Ginja Blast brand. That's our next goal, to build more community too.
I love this. It's gonna set you up nicely in the metaverse. I'll talk to you guys about that. No, I really do appreciate you guys. Please go have a great rest of your day. And thank you for all you do, all that you are. And let's end out 2021 strong.
Hey, we on the road to that honey cake, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Peace.